Hello everyone. I am warmly welcoming you in TLE's subject. You might be familiar with the pictures presented. Yes, the cakes, cupcakes, and petit fours are all products of pastry making. All of these things can be learned in the subject TLE under the course of bread and pastry production. Let us now start with Lesson 1. Lesson 1 has the following objectives. At the end of the discussion, you must be able to: number 1, identify tools and equipment used in baking. Number 2, classify baking tools and equipment according to its uses or group. And number 3, realize the importance of knowing the tools and equipment used in baking. The topic of Lesson 1 is all about the use of tools and bakery equipment. Content standard: the learner demonstrates an understanding on baking tools and equipment and their uses, and the classifications of tools and equipment. For the performance standard, the learner independently identifies baking tools and equipment and their uses. Learning outcome: prepare tools and equipment for specific baking purposes. The following words in the vocabulary list are few of the words you might be unfamiliar and which were explained in this part for your understanding. Examples are: number 1, baking. The process of cooking food by indirect heat or dry heat in a confined space, as in heated oven using gas, electricity, charcoal, wood, or oil at a temperature from 250 degrees Fahrenheit to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Next is the word butter. It is a flour mixture that can be stirred or poured. The product of these mixtures are cakes, cupcakes, and petit fours. Number 3, convection oven. It is a type of stove in which a fan circulates heated air through the oven for fast, even cooking. Number 4, dough. It is a flour mixture that can be rolled or kneaded. The product of these mixtures are bread and pies. Dutch oven is an example of oven. It is also known as a brick oven. Igniter, the carborundum rod used to initiate the discharge in an ignition tube. It is commonly used to ignite oven. The most important part of the module is the learning activities. It is where all the necessary details of the lesson can be found. Major instruction: read and understand carefully the discussion on the different methods or terms used and applied in baking, and identify the different examples of tools and equipment commonly used in baking activities. Methods applied in baking. The following are the different methods applied in baking. First, kneading. This is the process of pressing the dough by hand or mechanical means. It makes the dough become softer, smoother, and elastic. This method is usually or commonly used in preparing bread and pies. The next method is punching. This process involves hitting the dough by the fist to be able to release the air trapped in the dough pockets. The process is presented in the picture. Next, stirring. It is the process of combining ingredients in a circular motion using a beater or whisk until every ingredient is mixed well to each other. The next method is beating. This is different from stirring because it is more intense process and it lets the air mix with the ingredients, which allow the dough to rise and get fluffy. Then garnishing. This process is used to decorate a dish to make it more presentable and tempting. Glazing. This is the process of coating a dough with syrup that is cooked to the crack stage. And when we say crack stage, it refers to specific temperature when cooking sugar syrup. Example is the coated donut. Blending. In this process, ingredients were combined thoroughly, following the correct measurements and amounts for each, and in which all ingredients combined can no longer be defined. Dredging. This is the process of covering or coating the dough with flour or any substance commonly used to add flavor and texture in some products. Some of the covering used in dredging are sugar or flour. The next method is brushing. This process of coating evenly with a brush is usually done with oil, which can be applied to baking tins and pans to prevent the product from sticking to their surface. You can also brush eggs or milk on top of bread to add flavor or color. Next step is preheating. It is the process of heating an oven to a designated temperature before cooking. This is done to ensure that the heat of the oven is evenly distributed. We are now on the highlights of Lesson 1. We will discuss baking tools and equipment and their uses. First, baking wares. These are made of glass or metal containers for butter and dough with various sizes and shapes. This is the reason why our cakes has different size and shapes. First example are cake pans. It comes in different sizes and shapes and may be round, square, rectangular, or heart shape. Tube center pan, deeper than a round pan with a hollow center. It is removable, which is used to bake chiffon-type cakes. Muffin pan has 12 form cups, used for baking muffins and cupcakes. Pop-over pan is used for cooking popover, while jelly roll pan is a shallow rectangular pan used for baking rolls or cake rolls. Bun pan is a round pan with scalloped sides used for baking elegant and special type of cakes. Another type of baking wares are the following. Custard cup is made of porcelain or glass used for baking individual custard. Next, griddle pans. These are used to bake griddle types of cakes. Loaf pan is used to bake loaf bread. We are now done with the different types of baking wares. We will now proceed to the other necessary tools used in baking. Biscuit and donut cutter. This is used to cut and shape biscuit or donut. Cutting tools. This includes knife and chopping board that are used to cut glazed fruit, nuts, or other ingredients in baking. Electric mixer is used for different baking procedure such as beating, stirring, and blending. Flour sifter is used for sifting flour. Grater is used to grate cheese, chocolate, and other fresh fruits. Kitchen shears or scissors are used to slice rolls and delicate cakes. Measuring cups consist of two types, namely graduated cup with fractions 1, 3/4, 2/3, 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, and 1/8, which mark on each side. It is used to measure dry ingredients. Another type of measuring cups is the measuring glass. It is made of transparent glass or plastic, which is more accurate for measuring liquid ingredients. Measuring spoons is another type of measuring tool, which consists of a set of measuring spoons used to measure small quantities or small amount of ingredients. Next, mixing bowl. It comes in graduated sizes and has a sloping sides used for mixing ingredients. Mortar and pestle is used to pound or ground ingredients. Paring knife is used to pare or cut fruits and vegetables into different sizes. Pastry bag is a funnel-shaped container used for icing or whipped cream. Pastry blender has a handle and with wire, which is used to cut fat or shortening in the preparation of pies, biscuits, or donuts. Pastry brush is used in greasing pans or surface of pastries and breads. Pastry tip is a pointed metal or plastic tube connected to the opening of the pastry bag and is used to form desired designs. Pastry wheel has a blade knife used to cut dough when making pastries. It is commonly used in cutting pizza. Rotary egg beater is used in beating eggs or whipping cream. Rolling pin is used to flatten or roll the dough. Rubber scraper is used to remove or scrape off bits of food inside the mixing bowl. Spatula comes in different sizes. Small spatula are used to remove muffins and molded cookies from pans, which is 5 to 6 inches. Large spatula is used for icing or frosting cakes. Flexible blade is used for various purposes. Strainer is used to strain or sift dry ingredients. Timer is used in timing baked products, the rising of the yeast, and to check the doneness of cakes. Weighing scale is used to measure ingredients in large quantities. Utility tray is used to hold ingredients together. Wire whisk is used to beat or whip egg whites or cream. Wooden spoon is also called mixing spoon, which comes in various sizes, suitable for different types of mixing. Cake decorator or cylindrical is used in decorating or designing cake and other pastry products, while cookie press is used to mold and shape cookies. We will now proceed to the most important equipment used in baking: ovens. These are the workhorses of the bakery and pastry shop, and are essential for producing the bakery products. Ovens are enclosed spaces in which food is heated, usually by hot air. Baking will not be possible without ovens. Deck ovens are so called because the items to be baked either on sheet pans or, in the case of some bread, freestanding, are placed directly on the bottom or deck of oven. This is also called stacked oven because several may be stacked on top of one another. Breads are baked directly on the floor of the oven and not in pans. Deck oven for baking bread are equipped with steam ejector. Rack oven is a large oven into which entire racks full of sheet pans can be wheeled for baking. Mechanical oven. The food is in motion while it bakes in this type of oven. The most common types are a revolving oven, in which in this mechanism is like that of a Ferris wheel. The mechanical action eliminates the problem of hot spots or uneven baking because the mechanism rotates throughout the entire oven. Because of its size, it is specially used in high-volume operations. It can also be equipped with steam ejector. Convection oven contains fans that circulate the air and distribute the heat rapidly throughout the interior. Strong force in the air can distort the shape of the products made with butter and soft dough. Last type of oven is the Dutch oven. It is a thick-walled cooking pot with a tight-fitting lid. Dutch ovens have been used as cooking vessels for hundreds of years. They are called casserole dishes in English-speaking countries other than the USA, and cocottes in French. They are similar to both the Japanese tetsunabe and the sak, a traditional Balkan cast iron oven, and are related to the South African potjie and the Australian bedure oven. Congratulations! You are now done in the learning activities. You may now answer or proceed to the different activities attached in your module. The module has three activities. It consists of Activity 1, 2, and 3 with different tasks. Good luck in answering your module.